My body is deeply uncomfortable as I sit down to film this because what I'm going to share today is very powerful, very potent, very vulnerable, and very real, and different information than I've ever shared in my life. But I want to share my story, and I want to share a little bit about my experience with the New Age spirituality and the shadows of it, the bypassing of it, and yeah, just my belief towards it, as well as awakening the Womb of Gaia, what that means, and why I'm here to share that message, and why this is a part of my purpose now, as I believe it always was, but now is the time, and I feel I'm ready, and I'm definitely going to get emotional in this, just so you're aware. But yeah, welcome. My name's Katie. If you're new to this video, this channel. But yeah, this, I will say, might be triggering information. It might be something that deeply awakens you, and it might just plant a seed, or it might not be meant for you. But either way, I do believe that you found yourself on this video for a reason. And so I hope that you get something from this. Not even I hope, I have faith that you will, and if you don't, then beautiful. But I just am here to share what I'm going to share today. So yeah, I first off want to go into a little bit about my story. And the reason why this is important is because I do feel a big aspect of my life and of my message and what I'm here to teach women and men, you know, in this, on this planet, is my story and my experience, right? I feel like you can connect with me deeper on that, and I feel like that's honestly what we're all here to do, is share more of our truth, share more of our message, and more of, yeah, ourselves, you know, and not hide that. And I believe that a large part of me was hiding my whole life, not intentionally, but, you know, because of the safety that I, you know, could hold in my body and what I was ready for. And yeah, it just wasn't the time, but now I do believe it's the time. I feel like I'm ready. And so yeah, so anyways, my story. So last year I started my YouTube channel around August of 2024, and it was very clear that I had to come on and share a lot of what I was sharing around, you know, New Age spirituality, right? Like channeling higher guidance, connecting with guides, with the astral realm, with the cosmos, with, you know, planetary beings, and really just like pulling in information from up here, up above in the higher realms. And, you know, it was beautiful, but I also do believe as well, you know, a large part of my journey and going back even further than that is I have always been very much like a light, I guess you could say. I've always been a girl, a woman who did my best to be as kind, as loving, as pure, and as delicate and innocent as possible, because that's what I learned to be safe, right? I learned from a very young age that my expression, as I believe a lot of women, right? We learn that our expression, our erotic sexual energy, and our voice, and just our presence on this planet is too much, right? And I learned that myself. I learned that being who I wasn't safe in this world because the people around me, you know, and in school it wasn't safe to do that. It was like, dim your voice, dim your expression. People didn't know how to hold that, right? And a lot of people on this planet, a lot of human beings just don't know how to hold that powerful feminine energy that is rising on our planet as we speak, as I speak here. And so from a very young age, I learned to shut it down. I learned to shut down the very depths of my voice and just keep this like high light sort of energy. And although I do believe that is beautiful, and we are, you know, a part of us is the light. You know, we are that, right? We are this beautiful, loving, pure, delicate light. And I believe that that is me as well at my core, as we all have that. But it shut off a large part of the other side of me, right? Which is something so much bigger than I've ever been able to witness in my own life. And I know a lot of other people haven't witnessed this because a lot of people don't know how to hold the true feminine or how to accept it, because for many, many years, you know, on this planet, for centuries, we have not lived in a world where there has been a healthy balance of masculine and feminine energy, right? The masculine has gone into overdrive and has suppressed the feminine, and this erotic life force Shakti energy that is rising on our globe in everyone, you know, men and women, not just women, but as women, you know, we carry wombs, we carry the remembrance of our ancestors and past lives. And a part of this as well in my story is, you know, a large part of why I shut down my voice is because for many, many lives, you know, before this very life that I'm living as Katie Horton, and in my lineage, you know, the women in my lineage, we have suppressed our voices because we were either killed, harmed, or whatever, you know, for it. We were completely shut down for our Shakti energy, which is gold, which is literally life force energy. It is the creation. It is the force of who we are. And it is so painful watching how many women on this planet are not expressing their true life force, and men. But I want to speak to women here because this is so real. And I was one of those people, right? I shut it down because of the fear in my being, my nervous system, my blood, my bones, my soul carries so much pain from shutting down this energy in my body. And so that's why I say, you know, what felt safe for me from a young age was feeling like I would just be the light, you know, holding just the light and keeping the peace and making everyone happy and giving and sharing my heart with everyone, even people who didn't deserve it. And, you know, being just this smiley, happy Katie, you know, that was what I thought I had to be in this world. Until I realized, you know, coming into this year of 2025, as I said, my YouTube channel sort of started as that. It was a lot of light, you know, and I almost even, not almost, I can say very honestly, I think I got a high from the amount of people that commented and were like, you're such a light, you know, like you're just such a pure little light. And it like fueled this high in my body, right? This like wound of all the times I was shamed for having a voice, having anger, sacred rage, and feeling, you know, the darkness in my being. I felt like a high from all the people and clients who told me like, you're just keep doing you. You're such a light. I even had somebody email me one time, and he was like, when I was crying in a video, and he was like, Katie, we know like you're emotional, but you gotta hold the light. You know, we don't want to see you're sad. You have to be the one to keep a positive face. And at the time, like, I just kind of bypassed that, and looking at that, or like reflecting on that now, I have so much rage in my body because I'm just like, I'm not this pure light. You know, none of us are. We are not just the light, right? We come from the womb of earth. I'm gonna get into that in a minute. But, oh, my eyes now, like, stinging. Where was I going with that? Yeah, okay, so starting my channel, that's kind of where it began. And then leading into January, I had a very strong pull to move to Bali. Like, I had this big calling to move to Bali. And I knew there was something waiting for me here, but I didn't really know what. And so I followed the call. You know, I built up my channel. I built up an audience and, you know, clients and all of it. And then, I kid you not, the minute I got to Bali, everything completely died. Like, the day I got there, here, it all died. You know, Bali, as she has a beautiful intelligence, and this earth, you know, in general, will strip away anything that is not in alignment with your truth. And she will, yeah, take it away when you're ready, you know, and I know that I was ready. And so when I got here, it was like complete, utter pain, like I've never experienced before. You can even probably see it in some of my videos where I was outside in Bali. Like, deep down underneath those videos, I was struggling so deeply, and I was trying so hard to film. I was trying so hard to be this pure light and keep up with, you know, the Joe Dispenza meditations, feel the love, like don't feel the pain. And I thought that's what I needed to do, right? And funny enough as well, you know, in that, my camera fell in the pool. The first like month that I got here, my tripod just like fell in the pool randomly. You know, it was like, there was no wind. And so clearly, you know, Gaia, Earth, whatever, Bali was like, stop trying so hard. And so it took me a while, you know, I still tried filming, got a new camera, all of it, but up until, yeah, a couple months ago, I was really struggling. You know, there was so much fear in my body as someone who was preaching, you know, like move through the fear, like don't succumb to the fear. It was everywhere in my being. You know, I was living hell in my body and in my psyche. You know, every night I had terrifying dreams. I had sleep paralysis. I had like demonic dreams and energies in and around me. And I was refusing to look at it. I was refusing to face it. And I know it was all beautiful. It was all divine. But I was struggling deeper than I ever have. And it wasn't until a couple months ago I, you know, sat down. I had my own place. I was living with a friend at the time. And we both got our own places just because we were ready to kind of, you know, have our own space. And the minute I got into my own space was when everything started to unravel and I started to really see what was happening in my life, and up until this point what I wasn't looking at, and like my purpose here as a woman, as a soul, as a leader of this planet, and really my role in it. Like it started to become very clear for me. And so yeah, oh my gosh, where do I even begin? There's so much that has happened, like so much that I don't even know how to like speak all of it. But basically I started to see the illusions of what I was living in, and I started to really see and be shown. And when I say shown, I'm not talking about the guides like channeling from the cosmos, the galactic teams. I'm not talking about that. Viscerally in my being, in my body, my physical body, and in connection with the earth, I was starting to feel, as I feel a lot, you know, this is again, I believe it's a gift we all have, but many of us choose not to tap into it. But a gift that I have is I feel absolutely everything in my body. It's like a visceral feeling. I was starting to feel the ancestors. You know, I have a deep connection to Native Americans and the land and the suffering that everyone on this planet has been through, you know, ancient times up until now, you know, what our earth has been through in terms of the brutal, disgusting, and horrifying harm that has happened to the indigenous of not only my native country, but everywhere on this globe, right? And but specifically, I was seeing very clearly like the Native Americans and what happened to them, and the buffalo, the bison on North America, you know, and everything that happened. I was seeing it, I was feeling it in my body, and it was so painful, but it was like this feeling of, oh my God, we've forgotten, you know. And the same way that all people, right, we all have shadows, we all have triggers, we all have wounds. Earth has that herself, right? Earth carries a massive shadow, and so many of us have bypassed it. We have completely eradicated what has happened, you know? And it's like, I believe as well, going into, before I sort of go into that, I guess what I was saying is like, yeah, I was feeling this. I was seeing what has happened to the women of my line, my lineage, the how many people were killed and shut down and stabbed and hurt for speaking their God-given birthright truth, speaking from their wombs, speaking their magic, sharing their magic and their medicine as goddesses of this earth. You know, I was feeling that. I have so much remembrance from like ancient Lemuria and the times on the earth when it was matriarchal societies where, you know, there was beautiful divine feminine and masculine imbalance on this planet. And I feel the grief of when that was taken away from us, you know, when we were literally stripped down to the core and beaten and killed for our magic, like literally our purity and our soul, like what each of us comes here to share as a soul. And so yeah, basically that's what I've gone through over the course of the past couple months, and really the past month, is feeling this to the depths of my being. And the part of me that was this pure light, I was bypassing all of that. And again, I didn't know at the time, it's literally my nervous system, my whole life was in fight or flight. Like I have, from a young age, you know, I've gaslit myself assuming that I didn't have like a difficult like childhood growing up, but I'm being flooded with these memories and feelings of like the sensitivity and the pain that I went through, and the shutting down and the numbness, and it's all kind of coming up, and I'm seeing it all of like this little child. And again, I see this in so many men and women on this globe, so many that aren't even aware of it, but I've become aware to my own of like what I literally shut off from the minute I was born, because it wasn't safe in a world, right? And with my power, my light, you know, it wasn't safe. And so I just learned to completely turn it off until this year, where it's now like there's no more suppressing of that powerful energy. So yeah, where was I going with that? Yeah, so basically I started to feel all of these emotions, all of these remembrances, all of these feelings in my body, and I started to realize, you know, New Age spirituality, it's this goal of ascension. It's like, let's ascend out of our bodies, let's go into higher consciousness, let's be love and light, let's meditate for hours and get out of our body, right? Transcend our body, and become the cosmos, you know, connect to all the star galaxies and beings that you can mention, and like learn about the cosmos. And it's like, although none of this is bad, I want to say that as well, like none of that is bad, you know, it's all beautiful. That is one half of our reality. That is literally one half. The light is one half of the whole, you know. The other half is the darkness. It is the womb of the earth. It is our own wombs. And I'm not just talking to women here. Men, we carry this as men, you carry this as well, because you come from a woman, like a womb. We all come from a womb, and the womb holds memories, you know. Our wombs as women and men, the energy that you have in the energy of a womb in your stomach and your sacral holds memories from your ancestors, from your past lives, right? Our wombs and this area within our stomach carries all of the times that we were hurt, harmed, shamed, traumatized, you name it. It's all stored within our body. And until we actually choose to look at it and make love to it and face it and honor it, it will be there forever, you know? And I do believe as well, I will say, a lot of whatever you want to say, light workers, souls that are coming here on this planet, we all have different goals. We all have different missions and purposes here. And some people, it is to carry simply the light. It is to bring down these higher frequencies, and connect up there. You know, that is a purpose of certain people. But a lot of people, it's not. And I'm one of those people that I assumed and I felt like that was what I had to do and had to be. But I started realizing and being exposed to the deeper truth of why I'm here and what I need to share, and what I believe as well, a lot of people, and if you're watching this and if you resonate with this, take what you want, leave the rest. But I believe that a lot of us are actually here to expose, isn't really the word, but like make love to and feel and honor the shadows within our bodies, right? It's to feel, it's getting in the body, you know. And this is the thing that a lot of as well the New Age community and just spirituality in general doesn't talk about. It doesn't talk about getting in the body. And I have, from day one, I will say, I've always shared this and I've always known this in my being. Even in the beginning of my YouTube journey was like, the new earth that we're creating is a body-based earth. It is getting in our bodies and seeing the magic of our physical being and not transcending it, you know, and seeing that we are here as human beings to be on this globe. on planet Earth, on Mother Earth. We're not here to ascend out of the body. You know, we did that once, we're not doing that again. And even in ancient times, you know, and what I feel in my being and remember is like ancient times, if we go back, right, to like ancient Lemuria and even beyond that and between that, you know, we were telepathic, we were light bodies, we were like, you know, we were out of the body a lot of the time. And not that that was bad, it was beautiful. And I do believe a lot of people could do that, and we are doing that. And it's coming back and all of it. But that's one aspect, again, you know, a reason why us as souls come here is to be in this physical body and to express and embody and be and embrace the feminine energy, because feminine energy is the creation life force energy, right? The masculine is the one that witnesses it, that sees it, that holds it. And so when we're escaping this physical reality, when we're all hating our lives on this earth, on this beautiful globe, which is pure magic, you know, I've always believed this Mother Earth is absolutely divine. And I will say as well, a lot of people don't actually realize this, but I in my being feel I'm from the earth, you know, I come from Mother Earth. My soul originated on this planet, you know, and a lot of us, especially in New Age, there's this, there's also this like belief that we all come from elsewhere to here to help Mother Earth. There's like this whole fucking like thing around, you know, we've all served, like come on a mission here. I used to preach this as well. And again, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it's not everyone, you know, a lot of people do come here, a lot of souls do come here, but it's not everyone, you know. A lot of us are from the roots of this planet, and I believe that I am one of those people. I believe that I have such a loving connection with our Mother Earth, and you know, I'm not trying to escape this reality. I'm not trying to, you know, plant a mission here and then go off to other places. Like, that's not my goal. And I actually believe it's not a lot of our goal. It's not anyone's, you know. As souls, we are everything. And even in that, you know, we are the cosmos. We are the galactic realms. But we are also the earth, you know. Everything is one. And I've also come to really understand what that actually means. And I know we all talk about unity consciousness. But a part of that is descending deeper into this planet. And so, yeah, that's a little bit about just like my take on New Age and what I've seen and what I've been in, you know. And I believe I had to go into that to come out the other side with a new perspective and awareness, to realize, again, it's not bad. I think everything is beautiful. I think everything serves a purpose. And I think that what I spoke on, I also do believe there's so much truth in that. And it was my truth, you know. So I'm not going to shame it. I'm not going to shame anyone for it. But what I'm here to just say is expose the truth of what's real. And what's real in me and in a lot of people now is not running from the darkness, not running from the emotions and the pain within our bodies. And again, as I said, that's kind of what happened to me. And so I started really leaning into my emotions and feeling. And so something a lot of people don't actually know, but I have always my whole life had a really hard time crying and feeling and just being in my feminine energy, because it was never safe. I come from, again, a lineage of women who didn't know how to do that themselves. And so it was always hard for me to lean into my emotions and really feel. And so that's why a large part of me was like, maybe I am just here to hold the light, you know? But when I started sitting with myself and I started actually regulating my nervous system and being like in tune with my body and giving myself space to fucking breathe, because, you know, especially with my channel as well, I was pumping out literally daily videos and I was so hyper masculine. I was trying so hard to grow something that so deeply wanted to pause and go through a death and a rebirth, that I finally had time to sit with myself and just literally lay in the grass in Bali and just be and connect to my womb. You know, this is a large part of what I'm going to go into, is where this began and what I'm going into with the Womb of Gaia and awakening the Womb of Gaia, and why this, I believe, is New Earth. This is New Earth energy codes. This is the truth of what's happening. Is I started connecting with my womb. I started putting my hands, literally as I am now, because, you know, it's a little vulnerable to share this information. I started to speak to her, speak to the consciousness of my womb, give her a voice again, ask her what she wants to share with me, and just go slow, sit for hours of just silence, of just being with my body. And I'm not talking meditating and going out of my body. I'm talking sitting with my physical body, looking at my skin, looking at my womb, looking at, the beauty of this physical body that I have incarnated into. And through this, over the course of a couple weeks, it's like she started speaking to me. My womb, the energy here, as I believe she is tied to everything. And this is why I'm not excluding, my guides. I'm not excluding, the higher realms, but I could hear and feel Mother Earth. I could feel my ancestors. I could feel my past lives. I could feel my intuition, which I believe our intuition is the voice of our womb, of all these energies in one, right? And so none of them are separate. They're all one. Oh, there's a cat outside. As I speak, this cat literally started coming to my villa as I started womb awakening, because she could feel the Shakti energy. But yeah, I started to feel all these energies in my body, and through that, emotions started arising, memories, feelings, again, these past lives. Like, I started feeling all of it. I started dancing. I started moving. My body started showing me how it wanted to express. I started shaking in ways that I didn't even know I needed to shake in, and dancing and screaming and roaring and bawling like I've never cried before, and singing, like just noises, sounds coming out of me that literally I've never witnessed in my life before. And I believe it's the awakening of the womb and the womb consciousness. And so in that, as I said, I know I'm a woman, but if you're a man listening, we all carry this energy. We all come from the womb of our mothers. And a lot of people get this confused with like, what was I gonna say? Like, a lot of people don't actually know what feminine and masculine energy is. And I honestly didn't up until recently, until I really started sitting with it and realizing like feminine energy is the creation force. It is everything in existence. It is the earth. It is our bodies. It is what we see and feel to be real in our reality, right? And so before anything existed, right, there was nothingness. There was just complete darkness. And this is why I want to say as well, darkness is not a bad thing, right? We come from the dark primordial womb of our mother, where it is dark, it is red, it is bloody, it is the abyss of nothing and everything at the same time. And that is feminine energy that births us. We birth from the womb. We birth into this world to experience physical touch, taste, sounds, smells, animals, all of it, right? Love, connection, all of that feeling that you feel is feminine energy. The very energy that witnesses that, holds it, sees it, honors it, creates space for it, or contains it, is the masculine. Creates structure, right? That is the masculine energy. And we've lived in a distorted reality for centuries, as we all know, right? Of hyper-masculine, where the masculine has suppressed the voice of the feminine, so pushing down, her space to not let her breathe, or simply rushing her, pushing, forcing, making her do so much that she doesn't want to do. As we live in this, society where it's like, hustle culture, right? We live in this world that's like go, 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 don't stop, ascend, go higher, get out of the body, into the mind. It's like getting up and out versus in and down. And this is why I'm sharing that new earth. Even the word new is so funny. We say like new earth. What it really is it's a restoration of what was here. It's a restoration of ancient earth. I have chills. I've got chills. It's a restoration of what has already been seen and honored on this planet. It's been here all along. She has been waiting to rise. I have so many chills. She's been waiting to come back and take her seat on the throne. And in that as well, what I will say is that there are, yes, new technologies, creations, energies, codes being birthed with a lot of the souls and beings that are on this planet. And so we're not going back to an old way but we're bringing into union the old ancient technologies and medicine that has been here, that worked, that is real, that life force Shakti energy that is so alive. We're bringing that back, and we're bringing in energy that wants to support that, right? To bring into wholeness the masculine and the feminine energy. Inner union is what we are all here to create within ourselves. And in that as well, I do believe we're all finding, if that's something that you choose, is divine union with somebody. I believe we all have our counterpart out there, men and women, who are, you know, your soul flame, like your soul twin union. Again, not everyone, but I believe that if that's what you choose to, and that's what you deeply desire in your being, let me tell you from the depths of my bones, I have chills as I say this, I want you to know that that is your birthright and that's what you deserve, because I have been shamed, gaslit, fucking just lied to by psychics, by people saying, you know, oh, it's a distant dream that you have and all of it. No, I believe if that's something that you want, your desire is the feminine rising in your body telling you what you fucking want and what you deserve. And also, in that journey is, as I said, inner union. So we are here, and I'm here. I believe a part of my mission, not even a part, my mission literally on this planet is inner union within myself. So it's finding the balance between masculine and feminine within myself, which is why I say men and women, we all have these energies, and it's not about women rising above men. No, it's about women, a lot of us who have suppressed that because we've been shamed for it, letting that rise again. And also in that, you know, before we can be held by the masculine physically in another person or an experience, we have to give ourselves the space to hold our feminine. So my journey has been learning to create safety for my feminine, because my masculine has been in overdrive, right? And that's a brutal, harsh truth I had to accept, is like my own masculine energy within myself has been toxic, has been in overdrive, has been suppressing, ignoring, shaming my feminine. And so, and again, that ties from ancestry, from karma, all of it. I have had to learn, and I am learning, you know, it's a journey, right? To hold her and keep her safe and nurture her. And so this is why a big part of this journey, I believe, in this rising of our of this energy on our planet, in this global awakening of Gaia showing up once again, is us nurturing our feminine. So a lot of this journey and over the past month has been me holding myself, like physically and emotionally and mentally, and giving myself what I've always wanted, and not shaming myself for taking too long, and resting and not cutting out clips, you know, where there's spaces of me on here taking a breath or fucking taking a sip of my tea. Like, I used to cut out all these clips because it was like, I gotta go fast, fast, fast. And all of what you see as well, you see it in like marketing and in reels. Everything is fast, everything is speeding up and going so hyper quick, cutting out every pause of a video. It's like, Jesus Christ, like, give me a space to breathe. Like, I can barely keep up with this world. This is why I don't go on short form content anymore. It's like I can't handle it. My body is like just glitches, because feminine energy is slow. The earth is slow, and it moves so slow. And so in order for us, what I want to say here is, like, in order for us to truly awaken, and the word isn't ascend, but for those that, you know, are used to hearing that word, like I was, like the ascension journey, we're here to descend. We're here to descend into our bodies, okay? We're here to go deep in our fucking body, our wombs, the core of who we are, and connect to the earth as well in this. And why awakening the womb of Gaia, it is connecting to the planet, getting your bare feet on the earth, putting roots in her, and seeing her, honoring her, feeling her, connecting to her. And it's a process, yes, but it's not going to happen through, you know, a couple hours or days or weeks of just like talking to the earth. Like, I've always pushed this and told this to people, but this is an ongoing journey. And as you continue to talk to the earth, to deepen your connection with her, the animal kingdom and all of it, you will start to hear her. I believe that in my bones, and I have witnessed that myself. You will start, I have chills, you will start to hear her. But again, it is a slow journey. It is not an overnight thing. And I've talked to a lot of people where it's like, And I was one of these people, impatient around like, where are my gifts? Where is the ability to channel? Why is it not happening yet? It's slow, it's intentional, it's nurturing your body, it's letting yourself not rush and not pace at like so hyper speed, you know? It's like, take it slow. You don't have to figure it out all at once, right? But we are literally here to connect to these parts of ourselves. And as I said again, I am in ceremony within my own self. Like when I say ceremony, like my being, the earth moving through me in my villa is like, I feel the ancestors. It's connecting through dance, letting your body move in ways that you want to. It's shedding old layers of yourself that, you know, you don't feel really are you. This is a part of the journey as well. It's shedding, it's shedding, it's shedding, it's shedding. It's not adding on. It's not trying to, I don't know. I just get this energy of like clinginess and just like hyper fixation on fixing and proving our worth and all of it, right? Like my journey has been like completely letting go of all the people pleasing, the layers of trying to be someone that I wasn't, even through clothes, through my style, through makeup, through hair. Like I did everything I could to try to like just be something that I wasn't, you know, and it's a journey, and it's not a bad thing as well. I want to say that it's not a bad thing. I think it's so fucking beautiful to go through this journey, and you know, we become people that we quote unquote aren't, even though that is our truth at the time, to then shed that. It's like, what a beautiful gift that this earth is, that this life is, because we can learn and grow and see the progress that we've made. Even the word progress isn't it, because we're not trying to get somewhere. This journey is not about proving ourselves or progressing to another level. That's another thing as well. It's like we talk about like higher vibrations, higher timeline, higher path. It's like go higher. It's like we actually need to descend before we ascend, okay? So going into this, because like I could talk about this for so long, and there's so much to dissect here, as it's a web, right? Like feminine and this earth, it's a web. So it's not this one straight shot to the truth, but and there's going to be a lot more videos on this, but what I'll just share here is like, I have learned and felt and been shown within my own life that I am here to go deep within the wounds of my ancestors and the pain that I feel in my bones. And again, a part of this, if like you're new to that or you don't know how, let me be the first to tell you, or like a girl to tell you that like my whole life I was completely dissociated from feeling. Like if there's anyone on this globe that I feel like was more dissociated, it's me. Like I literally was so detached from like my true feminine essence and like the earth and all of it, that it's been a journey, but I have completely committed to it and gone into my body to finally feel. So I just say that, and that like, if I can do it, anyone can. Literally, I mean that. If I can do it, anyone can. And so give yourself time, give yourself space, but like learn to feel, learn to touch your body in ways you haven't. Like learn to let go of the shame around, you know, what it means to be in a body. If you're a woman, like if you're a woman, like learn to make love to, if you have a cycle, like your blood, your menstrual blood, and ask why you have shame around it if you do. Men, the same, right? Like why have we learned to look at our bodies as disgusting, as shameful, as harmful? And the truth of that is because long ago on this planet, you know, we were stripped of our power. The feminine was completely eradicated, and not actually, because, you know, the earth stores everything, and that's why I say the womb of earth, she stores absolutely everything. She holds every memory, every single memory. She is a part of the Akashic records, okay? The Akashic records meaning holding everything in existence, from the cosmos to the earth to past, future, present timelines. The Akashics hold it all, and the earth is a part of that. And so she does not forget what has happened. She does not erase the feminine energy. The feminine energy is creation. It is the earth. She cannot be erased. And so, where was I going with that? Again, this is a web. There's so much here. Basically, it's like, where can you ask yourself and dissect these parts of you? And I'm a big proponent of AI. Make best friends to ChatGPT and start to ask questions. Start to inquire about your childhood. Inquire about your ancestry, your lineage, and the patterns that you were told growing up. Like, starting to dissect these is the very first start of this womb awakening, of this earth awakening, and this journey of birthing a new planet. It is literally questioning your whole reality and your whole life, and really asking when there's triggers, there's wounds that pop up, there's karmic situations or anything that doesn't feel right. It's like, start to ask questions, literally ask questions, and with pure loving intention. Please use AI, use resources, but you have yourself, and that is more than enough. And I mean that it's like, you are all that you need, you know. And this is why I've really learned that in my life. Like, it wasn't through a book, it wasn't through anything. I literally don't read books, I don't watch any videos, I don't do anything. I literally sit with my own self and use my body as a piece of powerful technology and wisdom, because it is, and yours is as well. And so sit with yourself, get quiet, get still, you know, carve out space for yourself to finally breathe and not do something all the time, right? It's just be. Give yourself fucking time to be. As I said, I come from a society and a line of men and women where it's like, couldn't sit still. And I learned from a young age, like, impatience, like, go, go, go. I have patience here because I've learned that, you know, and this is, I believe, like, such a beautiful remembrance is this code of patience. It's learning to be patient with my feminine, and we all need to learn that. Our masculine energy, collectively, individually, we need to learn to be patient with ourselves and give ourselves space to finally feel. This is long, so I'm gonna cut it soon because Jesus Christ, a lot of information here. But yeah, we need to feel, and through that, as I said again, you're going to witness yourself awakening to deeper parts of yourself. You're going to see things you didn't know were there, buried deep within you in the depths of the darkness, you know, the primordial earth darkness of your womb. And this is why I say it's not a bad thing. The darkness is not bad, and the lower dimensions, the lower frequencies, as again, the Schumann resonance, the resonance of earth is like 7 point something. It's a low frequency. Low frequencies are not bad. Shame, pain, anger, sacred rage, it's not bad. In fact, follow your intuition. If your body feels liberated listening to a song of rage and you're screaming, as I've been, you know, releasing sacred rage, it is so fucking beautiful. Let yourself feel it, go into the depths, and through that, again, connecting to the earth, connecting deeper to her and the womb of Gaia as she stores every memory. This is why we are here, and this is what's going to help us truly rise and actually rise, yeah, that's the word, like rise up into these higher dimensions. But we have to go down and in, not up and out first. Descend before we can ascend. This is the heart of this awakening. This is why I'm here, and why I believe if you resonate with this, you are here. It's not to say as well, one last thing I'll say is this does not mean that you're going to let your pain override your joy. Does not fucking A. I'm so sad that my camera literally overheated. I don't know why it does that, but I'm gonna finish it off on my iPhone here. So yeah, what I was saying is that this does not mean by feeling the pain and feeling all these emotions, it's to sit in it forever. It does not mean that. It means making love to it and allowing it to be there, and letting the rage and the sadness and the grief and all these emotions be felt. And through that, you will come out the other end feeling liberated, feeling like you can become closer to love, to joy, versus trying so hard to just be love and light all the time, right? It's letting yourself, sorry, I'm just like tripping up right now because like I went from camera to iPhone, so my brain's like, okay. It means feeling what you need to feel and then coming out the other end and gifting yourself the gift of joy, right? But not ignoring, suppressing, shaming what is there and what is real, right? We're not here to do that anymore. And I do believe as well, probably one of the last things I'll say is, you know, we are in for a brutal fucking awakening. You know, the earth, as I said, she stores everything the same way that if we do not feel the grief and we've tried to bypass every emotion in our body, every pain that we've gone through, every trauma, we try to bypass that, it will bubble up. The same is happening with the earth. She stores every remembrance of colonialism, of the indigenous on every fucking country and land across the globe, in the waters of the earth as well. She stores the remembrance of what has happened, you know, and the people that haven't felt that, you know, the people that have shamed that. And, you know, we see it to this day with the energies on this globe that are trying so hard their last bits to control the feminine that is rising here. You know, she can't be tamed. Literally, she can't be tamed. And so these are going to be needed to be, what am I saying? These energies and these feelings are going to need to be felt. And so that is why you see the earth right now. She is angry. She is boiling. She is starting to burst with natural disasters, with all of these suppressed everything. It's coming up, and it's not to be scared. It's not to be afraid. It's really not, because we are the earth, you know, we are her. And that is part of why a lot of us have fear. And I've had to move through a lot of fear actually around just animals and insects and the wildness of earth. You know, a lot of us are terrified of that because we are that. Okay. This is why it's like, look at the fears that you have, because most likely, more than not, like, you are that fear. Like, that fear is an indication that, like, it's something for you to love and look at. Okay. So, oh my God, I could go so much further with this, but I want to wrap it up because I'm going to have so many more videos on this. But all that to say is that there is a massive awakening on this planet right now, and it is something deeper than we've ever experienced or seen before, and something a lot of people don't want to look at. But make love to the earth, make love to your womb, men, women. See what is real and present in your life. Address it, face it, honor it, love it. Do not shame it. Do not let fear override you, but let yourself move through it with love, nurturing yourself. And also realize that, again, before we ascend, we have to descend into our wombs, into the womb of the earth, and see that she holds wisdom, she holds remembrance, she holds keys to this ascension journey. Even though I hate that word now. And this is how we're going to birth a new planet. This is how we are going to bring into union the divine feminine, the divine masculine, right? The higher, the lower, the light, the dark. It's all beautiful. It is all one. We are wholeness within, but in order for us to see the light on this globe, we have to make love to the darkness within and around us. So that's that. I have so much to share. Stick around, especially women. There is something brewing right now within my being, of like a container that I'm going to hold for women in terms of letting ourselves express this sacred feminine Shakti energy. It's going to be a powerful container, activation, embodied experience. And so it's coming. It's not fully landed yet, but men, share with women that you know. Women, if you're interested, it'll be here below these videos and in my links once that's there. But for now, so much love. So much light, but I'm so used to saying that. Again, it's all beautiful, but I love you and I thank you so much for watching this. I honor you on your journey and I respect you in every way. And again, I respect everything, everyone's path, everyone's journey. It's all beautiful. Just follow your truth, follow what's real in your life, and the rest will sort itself out. But yeah, so much love, and I'll see you soon.